Welcome to the St. Simon's Island Trolley Tour. This video acts as a highlight reel to show parts of the tour and some of the stops. The tour departs from the Heritage Center by the St. Simon's Lighthouse and leaves at 11 and 1 o'clock during the summer and 11 a.m. during the rest of the year.
King and Prince was actually started by a gentleman named Frank Horn. He was a local businessman that was staying over at the cloister over on Sea Island. Initially when he got here, he got kicked out of the cloister for drunk and disorderly. Ended up here, this very spot where you see the King and Prince, the little flop house owned by a gentleman named Mr. Wynn. He was talking to the owner one day and decided to set up a little competition for the cloister. I always like to warn people, you do have a lot of these freshwater hazards on these golf courses here on the barrier islands. Do be aware we have a lot of alligators that like to inhabit them. Just fair warning, golf balls look like marshmallows to alligators, so don't fight for your ball, folks. But this congregation is still in operation. You have a lot of the descendants from the original slaves still living here on the island and in the area that use that church. Now the lich gate there, of course, that is the entrance point to the church. A lot of times during funerals, I'll actually set the coffin on that post while the minister gives his little sermon about the individual before they take them into their final resting place there. Now also those of you from the south, if you look over to your right and left hand sides, these are crepe myrtles. That's what yours are going to grow up into in about another 60 or 70 years. During the Civil War time period, when this was inhabited, they actually did operations on the soldiers on those tables right there. So could you imagine the poor guy that doesn't have anesthesia, they're trying to amputate an arm or a leg, having to lay on the top of a gravestone to get some surgery? I think I'd have died just from the fright of that before I even had to endure the operation. Got a lot of your magnolias off to the right-hand side where the flowers are big as dinner plates. That was the slave hospital. Mrs. King was a trained herbalist, very successful and skilled lady with plants, and she had 2 nurses stay there full-time to treat her slaves, which is very unusual. And you do have Dresner's over here. Dresner's has some nice sandwiches. It's really good for breakfast as well. Get you some nice blueberry pancakes like I do. Barbara Jean's over here on the corner is we make the left-hand turn. It's a nice tabby structure. You get some real good shrimp and crab cakes there. We do have lots of restaurants here in the area, folks. By no means should you just visit the ones I'm telling you about. They usually have the menus posted on the outside. Get you anything from burgers to fries. And if you're really thirsty, you can go to Brogan's to get you a drink. If you enjoy yourself here on the island, have a nice day.